transformation that we must negotiate, big change, what you people call a paradigm shift, is in fact taking place right now. Just give me a moment. Chandrika. Give me a moment. I'll just close the door because there's too much noise outside. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
It's fine, sir.
I'll give you some examples. It's very exciting to see that so many of you are participating. I see close to over 500 participants. So I'll tell you that one of the things you must look at, which is an immediate issue facing the Indian media industry, is that over the last 2 years, many producers have or production houses have delayed the releases of their films because they've been hoping that first they thought the first wave will pass and then they'll release. And then some releases happened and suddenly saw that the second wave came upon them, which was much more vicious, widespread, causing larger damage. And today we are really scared. So over the last 2 years, I would estimate that at least 2,000 or in excess of 2,000 films all over India have been held up for release. In the meantime, whenever lockdown has been relaxed, we've been shooting to do web series, and the OTT platforms that can show series are already full with their own content. For instance, Mumbai Diaries that just released was shot a long time ago, maybe 15, 18 months before this. We had already finished shooting, but the release itself was delayed for so long. Now, what will happen is, especially with big cinema releases, if they put in 150, 200 crores or even 100 crores into a film, the thing is when they release these films, because they cannot look at maybe film theaters for some time to come as big releases, if they even decide to go on OTT platforms may not care that much because they are full of content and many people are standing in a queue to give their products, their films for screening on home video screens or home mobiles, devices or computers. So they're not in a hurry to buy anything. And if you release a film also, a film theater will not look to milk the film till the very end, because as soon as the audiences begin to dwindle even by 20 or 25%, then they'll maybe in 2 or 3 days, they may bring a new film. For smaller films, it may be even more difficult. In a single day, after the first 4 screenings, maybe the multiplexes will change the film and get another film. So it's very hard for the industry. And I think we must anticipate that a large number of these 2,000 odd films that are ready for release will not recover their money in any significant way. The second thing is that when you plan a big production from now on, you must factor in the idea that this COVID is not going away too quickly. This or the next pandemic may be upon us whenever, we don't know. And many big theaters, single screen theaters, may find that they will have to shut down either next year or the year after. They were already in trouble. Now this pandemic has put them further in trouble. It's become more complicated for them because along with the pandemic, OTT platforms are gaining subscription and viewership. People are getting trained to watch better stuff because OTTs can do more gripping stuff in terms of narratives, because they're guaranteed of this may be actually not even rooted in reality, but there's a perception that people who watch content on OTT platforms will be better educated. They'll have greater exposure to good cinema or better cinema. So their preference will be for good stuff, which is one of the reasons why Malayalam films, for instance, during the COVID have done so well nationally or perhaps even internationally on OTT platforms. So this idea that you're making your content for a better educated, a more literate, a more aware, or a culturally more sophisticated audience, this notion may help filmmakers or production houses to make higher quality content of a better of a better cultural register, if I may say so. This puts even more pressure on films that are made for what we call the masses. I think there may be a really wrong notion here that the masses are stupid, but you know how it has been. I just read an item today that there were these two young people